right, we are live. Hopefully this is working. If you see this on YouTube, welcome to another video. My camera angle is kind of there. You go. That's a little bit better. We just double check I am live. Hopefully this does not show that I'm live. Oh, is this live on YouTube? No. No. Why is that showing? Oh yeah, it is live. Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah, I messed around with a few settings as I was trying to figure a few things out. Okay, yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to another video. If you're watching this on Twitch, we're just gonna give a few moments before we go ahead and get started. I'm gonna include. I should include a link. Oh, okay. Let's move that around. I should include a link to the tournament, which I will for those that are joining early. Let's see here. Okay. Obviously, this has some spoiler alerts, but if you're here, you should already know. Okay, perfect. All right. Oh, it's oh man. Let's see, you're always joining. I appreciate your dedication. We're just gonna give a few moments to have people come join the stream. Yeah, and hopefully this will be good. Click on here. That is, well, that's not too late. Midnight, just after midnight. But I guess this thing will only go on for like an hour at most. This stream, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Greetings from Greece. Welcome. Let's give it a few more minutes, and then we have like 2-3 more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and get started. How's it going in rank 10? I tried to do this morning. I tried to do a video on Sceptile, and I got absolutely annihilated. I think I did 10 battles, not one Swampert. As soon as I change it, Swamperts. I was like, oh man, come on, no Swamperts. But I also misplayed a couple times. But I really like Sceptile. But yeah, so that didn't work out. So I'm like down to like, I think I'm down like 130 points from my peak. So, but that's okay. Just testing some things out and just trying to have a little bit of fun. I have not maxed out my Libre Pika yet. My Pikachu Libre yet. Excited to see this. Yeah, SimplyMoxie is a really good player, so it should be really good. Some really excellent play. Thank you for rank 10. I believe we battled and we had a mirror match, and then I totally got annihilated in that mirror match. I'm like a rank 2 Swampert, so I was like, oh man, I'm totally gonna lose this mirror match. And then I got outplayed. Not only did I lose CMP on the Swampert, but I also got outplayed on that Lowland Muck mirror match. That was terrible. So, but you played well, obviously. Have you used Aggron? I have not used Aggron quite yet, but it's an interesting pick to consider. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about his team, and then we can go from there. Again, here's the tournament link in case anyone's interested, but all the details are going to be on the screen. So if we let's just go ahead and get started. So I have this like countdown clock for when we're analyzing their teams. So obviously this is round 1. SimplyMoxie's team consists of a Hypno with Ice Punch, Shadow Ball, Azumarill with Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, Defense Deoxys with Rock Slide and Thunderbolt, Scrafty, I don't know what Moveset is because he didn't use it that much, Noctowl with Psychic, I believe, and then and obviously Wing Attack and Sky Attack, and then Toxicroak with counter Mud Bomb and Sludge Bomb. This first Azumarill, I believe, has Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, normal Toxicroak. This Quagsire has Stone Edge, Earthquake, Venusaur, regular moveset, Alolan Marowak with Fire Spin, and then Registeel with the regular moveset. So obviously he has triple counter users. It's going to be really tough to bring the Registeel. And then obviously this Azumarill looks pretty good against the rest of the team except for Venusaur. So I do expect some Venusaur play. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first battle. SimplyMoxie's team is on the left. He's chose to bring Hypno, Defense Deoxys, and Azumarill, and his opponent decided to bring Azumarill, Registeel, and Venusaur. So this is shown in real time, no speeding up, and you'll see that SimplyMoxie is going to opt to go for the Shadow Ball, which is going to deal neutral damage to Azumarill, and then this Azumarill is electing to go for the bait with the Ice Beam. We'll see if SimplyMoxie is going to fall for the bait. Yep, he's going to shield the Ice Beam. And so obviously, shielding the Ice Beam gives him quite a bit of well, actually, it's going to be pretty close. So does allow, because he did land the Ice Beam bait, did allow him to get to, or his opponent get to the Hydro Pump before the Shadow Ball, but going to be able to tank this Hydro Pump with only a little bit of health left. And then they're going to opt to let the Shadow Ball go. And doesn't KO Azumarill, because obviously Azumarill is very tanky. He's going to look to get to this Ice Punch, but not going to be able to get there. The confusion damage did quite a bit. Probably going to go into Azumarill, since it's going to be able to take neutral damage from whatever charge moves and bubble down. And we're going to see that Azumarill go down. And then we're going to see what HDS is going to decide to bring in. Oh, probably it's almost definitely the Venusaur. So this is a lot of trouble for SimplyMoxie. The Hypno was basically his designated Venusaur counter. So he's opting. He's going to switch out into Defense Deoxys, slightly better matchup. But yeah, HDS is deciding whether to switch out or not. Realizing that Venusaur is also a really good option against Defense Deoxys as long as it doesn't has Psycho Boost, which is actually the case. And looks like he's building up just. So this is what good players do. Like going to be able to fire just before the Frenzy Plan gets off. But to be honest, like there's not really much he can do at this point in time. This Venusaur is putting in a lot of work against this team. So he's going to look to land the Rock Slide, and does it just before this Venusaur gets to the charge move, which is how you want to play it out. So very nice. But unfortunately, this he's only has a full health Registeel, and he might actually end up getting locked on down. The disadvantage of Defense Deoxys is that it has very high defense, as indicated by its name, but has very low HP, which means that every lockdown does a pretty big portion. Going to immediately switch out into Azumarill, and going to look to land these Flash Cannons. But this is going to be a really tough matchup for SimplyMoxie to try to pull out, which he doesn't look like he's going to be able to, because he's going to get Flash Cannon here and going to actually end up losing game number 1 in round number 1. So if I was fancier, I would have a graphic indicating who won which match, but unfortunately I do not. So you just are going to have to remember, and we're going to go into game number 2. SimplyMoxie actually decided to not bring the Azumarill, and then actually replace it with Noctowl, and then his opponent decided to switch the team almost completely, bringing in Alolan Marowak and Quagsire. And this is like a very, this is not bait dependent match, but if you're able to not fall for the Shadow Ball and they bait with Bone Club, which is what ended up happening, this actually is able to like turn the matchup pretty well. And gonna look to try to get to this Rock Slide. Fortunately, not able to get there. Gonna be able to shield the Shadow Ball, which is absolutely huge. And gonna go for the Rock Slide. Obviously, like this Noctowl is gonna be very good against this Alolan Marowak's charge moves. So we're gonna see if he's gonna try to catch the charge moves or just gonna let it faint. Oh, very nice. And able to catch the Bone Club. The Bone Club wouldn't have KO'd, but the anyway, it wouldn't have KO'd the Defense Deoxys anyways. And a very risky bringing in the Noctowl, considering that he did bring a Registeel in, but it would end up being a really huge call Oh, yeah, it ended up being a really huge call. And let's see. So Quagsire I believe, can win the one shield matchup. Did miss one bubble there, which is fine. Oh, two bubbles. And I'm only going for the great, but it doesn't really matter. Like, not going to faint on charge moves on mud shots anyways. Gonna faint on the charge move, so it doesn't really matter. You could do like a really poor grade and still win this matchup. And looks like we'll see if he's decides to let this go. It's kind of iffy decision. Decides to let it go, and gonna go into Hypno to try to confusion down. This Quagsire has a little bit of energy, and this is a crazy no call, no shield. Because this could have easily been Earthquake and did like a lot of damage. But recognizing that he really needs this last shield for whatever might come in. And this Alolan Marowak is very low and ends up going into the Venusaur. So this is a very good situation for SimplyMoxie adapting, and adapting his team to though Azumarill would have been okay against this team as well. But it just lined up a little bit better. All right, and gonna look to man, this is so gutsy. Gonna look to confusion down, but he knows his win condition. He knows he loses if a frenzy play lands, because the Venusaur is gonna be able to take out the Defense Deoxys as well. So he stays calm and collected, recognizing that he needs to preserve, needs to farm down because he needs his energy, because this Venusaur would KO his Hypno otherwise. So SimplyMoxie able to adapt, take game number 2 in round number 1. So we're going to go straight into the third game in round number 1. And we're going to see this Noctowl Quagsire matchup that I was talking about earlier. I believe Quagsire wins the one shield. I could be wrong. Someone can tell me otherwise. Unfortunately, I only have this layout for game 1, 4, and 5. It's very difficult to get both sides from both players, because not everyone keeps it because they have like limitations, or some people don't like to record and all this stuff. So, oh, whoa, okay, whoa, okay, whoa, okay. I like how both SimplyMoxie is able to just a blind switch, and recognizing that there's no way they would come in with Venusaur, and then Azumarill is a very safe switch against the rest of his team, and he definitely needed every little bit of energy in order to be able to stand a chance against this Registeel. Oh, I noticed that my video clips are slightly... No, they're not out of sync now. Okay. It's a bit out of sync now. That's weird. In the middle of the battle? It took me forever to put these things together, so... yeah, I'm not sure why. Anyways, you guys get the idea. Oh, that's weird. Was the rest of the battle out of sync? Okay. Anyway, I don't have this down to a science yet. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm not really sure why they were out of sync, but that's okay. It does have Venusaur in the back, so gonna look to counter down. Yeah. And then here comes Quagsire. Let's see if he's gonna decide to shield or not. He is gonna decide to shield. As far as he didn't come Venusaur, just because the Venusaur has such a poor matchup against... and then SimplyMoxie must be reading that the last Pokemon must be weak to Quagsire, or else why would he bring in... which is actually a pretty important decision. Like, if he doesn't shield this... Oh, he doesn't shield this. He doesn't shield this, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't shield this because he thinks the last Pokemon is weak to Defense Deoxys, but ends up being... I'm sure Jack was slightly confused here. Otherwise, he would have kept the Noctowl. This would have been an easy win for him. He's still going to win this, but it would have been an even easier win. Yeah, it would have been an even easier win if he would have been able to. But it doesn't really matter. He's going to be able to rock slide. Sometimes you read your opponent. I've definitely done that before. You read your opponent, you're like, oh yeah, they must have something really weak to this. I gotta save it, and then they end up having something like pretty decent against. And it actually was the other Pokemon that you switched in that you didn't save. So definitely an advanced player strategy, and sometimes it slightly backfires. In this case, it didn't really matter because he had 2 shields going into those last 2 Pokemon. Okay, so the next round is against Laws for 42 QC, obviously Quebec player. So SimplyMoxie. This is Eastern Ontario, which is on the border of Ontario and Quebec. So obviously some Quebec players are there. His opponent has Azumarill, Toxicroak, Shiftry, Venusaur running Double Grass, Alolan Marowak, and Registeel. Again, Registeel pretty hard to bring against this team. This Shiftry also pretty difficult to bring against this team. Venusaur might have like a little bit more play, but actually Shiftry is like okay because it has decent matchups against Defense Deoxys and good matchups against the top and really poor matchups against the bottom. So we'll see how they decide to adapt. Okay. Also, this is I can only show one side because I don't have the video clips, but I still was able to. I had to like manually watch these battles to figure out the teams. So obviously, this is Shiftry versus Noctowl. He has in the back the Registeel, so obviously he's gonna bring in Toxicroak, and let's see if he decides to shield or not. Does not decide to shield. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the other battles for this person. I'm hoping I can get a full regionals with this. It actually takes a tremendous amount of time to put this together, to get like edit all the icons, put them in little bubble things, and obviously the players and the coordinator at for the Eastern Ontario regionals was able to help me gather some of the clips and put together this layout. So yeah, okay, let's see. Obviously can't bring shit. Yeah, this Toxicroak is super OP against this team. And gonna go straight into Sludge Bomb. I think the Shiftry would shield regardless, to be honest. But and then these counters are gonna do a lot of damage. Let's see if he decides to shield or not. He could decide not to shield. This is probably a Leaf Blade, which is actually I'm gonna take a Toxicroak, and then gonna immediately KO this Shiftry, and then preserve the shield, and then he's basically gonna go into this matchup against this Azumarill. Yeah, and this is pretty much over. I remember what moveset this Azumarill had. Hype bro, sharply. And then, yeah, it would have been cool to get both sides of the battles, but obviously that's pretty challenging. So, especially in a remote tournament when you're like not communicating with people, and then you're obviously communicating like in person, all that stuff. So, and as well, sometimes like files get corrupted and all that stuff. But yeah, and this matchup's pretty much over. Yeah, this match. He plays like the thing here is like what makes SimplyMoxie such a great player is like he's just extremely well calculated in formulating his teams and his execution, his gameplay, and trying to find like every little inch of advantage in order to allow him to win a lot of games that he otherwise wouldn't have. Okay, we're gonna go into the second match. He ends up winning this match as well. Spoiler alert. And so I think I end up moving to round number 3, especially since I don't have the other side of the battle. So his opponent does time it quite well. And the thing is, he doesn't necessarily need to even switch out. And then Knocked Owl actually beats Azumarill in the one shield matchup. Actually, he's going to switch out. Okay, yep. Into Deoxys, that makes sense. It has the worst matchup against Shiftry out of all of them. And a little bit of lag. The only thing, like, when lag happens is, like, difficult to count. But his timing, he does get Hydro Pumped. But would survive the Hydro Pump anyways. And it's not like he's going to get bubbled down. So they have to land the Ice Beam and the Hydro Pump anyways. So not a big deal. And let's see how he's going to play it out. He's going to choose to Rock Slide. Because the charge move is going to come very soon. In theory, the Ice Beam should come right now. Nope. Okay, his opponent is actually going to bubble down. Oh, going to switch out into Venusaur. Very nice. Very nice read that he needs the Knocked Owl still. And going to switch out into Knocked Owl, or just going to let it feign? Just going to let it feign. And yeah, this is pretty much over anyways. Good shield, no shield. Sludge Bomb is actually going to do a decent amount of damage to this Knocked Owl. And probably going to farm up a little bit. Okay, yeah. And there's also a little bit of lag here. But well, I guess that's Pokemon Go for you. And I didn't even see what bubble he missed, to be honest. That's very confusing. Here comes the Azumarill. Could shield, could not shield. He chooses not to shield. He's going to go all in on his Toxicroak. And this Toxicroak is absolutely going to annihilate this Azumarill. And he goes for the Mud Bomb. Let's see if this is going to KO the Azumarill. It does not. And it is surviving with very minimal HP. He realizes that he does resist all of... oh man, that Hydro Pump absolutely would have hurt. He does resist all of Shiftry's moves unless it's carrying Hurricane. Or even better, if it was carrying Leaf Tornado Hurricane, he would actually have a shot. But yeah, these counters are absolutely going to annihilate this Shiftry. Yeah, and able to take it down. Actually did quite a bit of damage. I'm able to win round number 2. And we're going to go into round number 3 prep. His next round opponent has Azumarill, Bastiodon, Ludicolo, very spicy pick, Swampert, Alolan Marowak, and this is actually Shadow Dragonite, but I didn't know how to do the icon or whatever, right? So, this Dragonite's okay against this team. It's okay. It's probably actually not that good considering the moveset. This Bastiodon obviously has a lot of trouble against this team. It's really would just be designed for the Knocked Owl and then potentially the Hypno, but you don't know if the Hypno has Focus Blast. Pretty tricky team. The Swampert looks pretty good against this team. Obviously, a Alolan Marowak, pretty decent. Good against 4, really bad against the other 2. And then Azumarill looks pretty decent against SimplyMoxie's team. So you're going to see a lot of this similar type Pokemon. So it's Shadow Dragonite for sure. Okay. Unfortunately, again, we don't have I don't have the video clips, but this person actually does bring Shadow Dragonite, so you're going to see it a little bit later. And you're going to see the Azumarill mirror match. It's very important for him to identify whether or not this is carrying Play Rough or not. And they're both just bubbling. They're both just saying, like, who's going to show Play Rough? Who's going to show Play Rough? Just back and forth. They both have Hydro Pump. Okay, I'm surprised that he switched. Maybe wants to save it for later. This could be Hydro Pump as well. Ends up being Ice Beam, so good call. And gonna go for the Thunderbolt. Oh, okay. A rare missed bubble on SimplyMoxie's side, but that's okay. I miss those bubbles all the time. Thunderbolt does connect, does a lot of damage. And Ice Beam is going to come before he gets the Rock Slide. Oh, no, able to get to the Rock Slide first. Wow, really? Okay. Maybe he didn't have any... Oh, I guess he switched out on the residual energy. Oh, he switched out. Oh, whoa, caught a Rock Slide. Okay. All right. That did a lot of damage. And then able to connect with another one. It does take 6 fire spins, which is 1.5 turns versus 7 turns, or 6 turns. I guess 6 turns for this one. So this is probably going to be a Bone Club. Oh, no, this is round number 3. So we already did your match. Very well played. Man, you completely changed your lineup for game number 2. It almost worked, but so it does shield, and we're gonna see whether or not this is gonna be a Shadow Ball. It does connect, does quite a bit of damage. This Ice Beam would KO. Yeah, SimplyMoxie is an absolute monster. Just see the, and then able to take it out, and then here comes the Azumarill. Let's see if he decides to shield or not. Probably not. Let's see, though. Gonna let it go. And then gonna come in with Hypno to Confusion down. And then we're gonna see the Shadow Dragon. We're gonna see it. And then, man, he should just let the Dragon Claw come through to see how much damage it's gonna do. And then we're going to say bye to the Shadow Dragonite. Oh my gosh. That's so much damage to it. Oh man. Poof. The Magic Dragon. Or Puff the Magic Dragon. I guess trying to adapt that saying. Yeah. Thank you for the host. Man. That's so gutsy to bring the Dragonite, and then now they bring a completely different team with Swampert, Azumarill, and Ludicolo. So this person's all about the spice. Azumarill, this is a much easier matchup for Azumarill. So the way that Azumarill loses, if it shields a Hydro Cannon, Sludge Wave comes through, and in the Swampert shields a Hydro Pump. It's like basically the only way you can lose. Like majority of the time, the Azumarill will win the one shield matchup. So let's see if he decides to shield or not. He is going to decide to shield, and it ends up being a Sludge Wave. He basically can just bubble down, almost bubble down at this point in time. Doesn't want to get hit by another Hydro Cannon. My favorite moveset on Azumarill depends on the cup and yeah, it depends on the cup, I would say. I do like having Hydro Pump for the Steel types, because the Steel types do resist Play Rough and Ice Beam, so I think it's always pretty nice. And then Ice Beam is always really good, like clutch coverage and for baiting, all that stuff. So, and here comes the Azumarill, and gonna look to connect with this Shadow Ball. Let's go in Jordy Pop. In round 4 and 5, we have bow screens, so it's gonna look pretty nice. I wonder. Let's see. What do you like on Hypno for this cup? I actually kind of like this moveset here, with Ice Beam, but though he hasn't run into that many Alterias so far, does go for the Ice Punch because he realizes that he can't survive another bubble. Does draw the shield. That's absolutely huge. And Hypno has so many punches. It's actually really incredible, to be honest. And here comes Ludicolo with bubble. Okay. Ludicolo hype time. Okay. This is probably just an Ice Beam. Yeah, this an Ice Beam. And then obviously this Thunderbolt would do a lot. Oh, why is he going? It would be neutral. I forgot because the grass typing. So that makes sense. This is why SimplyMoxie is being featured, and I'm just talking about his matches. I definitely would have went Thunderbolt, and then realized afterwards, I'm like, oh shoot, it's grass type too. It resists. Yeah. Oh, it goes Energy Ball. Oh, I'm surprised it didn't go. I guess they're both the same energy, but why didn't it go Energy Ball before? Maybe want to threaten the. No, Energy Ball is pretty good now. It would actually probably do. No, it wouldn't do the same damages, and then able to just KO. So SimplyMoxie is able to win the first 2 games, so I didn't bother showing the third game, because especially since we don't have the other side. Going against the Boogeyman 0103 with Azumarill, Meganium, Altaria, Scrafty, Probopass, and Hypno. So I think definitely expect the Altaria to come out. Altaria, Meganium, probably a pretty decent core, and then either Azumarill, Probopass, or Hypno could come in. I don't think we'll see the Scrafty, but I could be wrong. Scrafty doesn't really have much of a role because there's no tanks on this team. So yeah, pretty. This matchup was actually like pretty good, if I recall. I want to see the Scrafty too. I like Scrafty a lot, but it can definitely get walled. There's too many Azumarills, which makes it pretty difficult. If it had like a coverage move, I guess it has Acid Spray, that's super effective to Azumarill, but probably not very many people. And they're actually going to go into the Hypno Mirror match. And so we're going to see this person actually carrying double punches. So Thunder Punch and Ice Punch. And then probably realizing that, oh shoot, this Hypno has Shadow Ball, so I'm going to switch out. And then they actually decided to no shield. If this was a bait, that would have been an epic call, but going to switch out into Azumarill. And this is actually a very good matchup. So it takes Azumarill and Altaria the same amount of time same amount of time. Is it? Yeah. 5. Yeah, same amount of time to get to the charge moves. That's because Ice Beam's a little bit more expensive, but Azumarill, Bubble generates energy a little bit quicker. But Altaria wins the CMP tie. So there's like if the Altaria switches in and there's no point in like just going for the Ice Beam right away when you counter switch. You rather just like build up a little bit additional energy because the Dragon Breaths are double resisted and basically do nothing. Oh, very nice switch by his opponent. Very nice. So really nice gameplay. And then there goes the switch clock. Oh, okay. Gonna go for another Ice Beam. Unfortunately, lost that CMP tie. Did do an extra bubble, so that's gonna be a little bit costly in terms of costing him another shield. He does have Ice Punch on Hypno, and then as well Rock Slide on Defense Deoxys. And oh man, this thing is gonna go for the Confusion Faint Down, and that's probably the right call with a lot of energy. But SimplyMoxie must know that he doesn't have a Shadow Ball, so you could go either one, expecting no Shadow Ball. And this is just going to be an Ice Punch. Oh, he actually does shield. Interesting. I guess just in case. But now he's going to be able to take that information into the next match. And I believe he's revealed both punches at this point in time. And he's going to switch out to generate a little bit of energy. But he is going to get Ice Punched again. These punches are just coming relentlessly. It's like this Hypno is Rocky or something. Just keeps punching. All right, able to take it out. There is still an Azumarill. And then here comes Altaria. Gonna want to immediately Rock Slide, recognizing that he did overfarm on Azumarill, so this Altaria has some energy. And then here comes a Azumarill, and this is not a very good situation for SimplyMoxie right now. This Azumarill is going to be able to tank this Thunderbolt, but likely going to be able to KO. Has to go for the Hydro Pump. Oh, okay. Do you have to go to Hydro Pump to KO this? I thought this is going to KO. I guess he still has a Hypno, but Hypno with energy too. Actually, this might be okay for him. Yeah, Hypno with energy. Yeah, this is over. Doesn't KO. I forgot the Hypno had so much energy in the back. Yeah, and these confusions are going to be able to... And this is not even KO either. Two tanky psychic Pokemon. Very difficult to deal with. And SimplyMoxie able to take game number 1 in round number 4. And they're going to Hypno. And so he's revealed both his charge moves at this point in time. Knowing that there's no Thunder Punch does make this matchup a little bit more favorable for Azumarill. These Shadow Balls does do a lot of damage, but there's no stab on the Shadow Ball. And he's going to look to try to tank, and then... Oh, I don't know why he fired off the Hydro Pump. He actually did bring... Oh, she did. Oh, man. He did bring the Scrafty in this one. I didn't update the little team. Ignore that. I'm still learning how to do this stuff. He does Hydro Pump, which I think is a mistake. Yeah, okay. Good luck to Hydro Pump. Oh, man. Why did I put the Scrafty in there? Damn it. I guess he recognizes that... Man, I don't know. He's going to want to win Switch Advantage. But he's behind on energy, as you can see. And you're going to build up to the Hydro Pump, and then going to switch out. Going to catch the Hydro Pump onto this Hypno, which is not that bad for SimplyMoxie. Going to be able to get to the Ice Beam. Oh, okay. They're both going to switch. Okay. I guess this
Here's what I found.
Oh. Google creeping into my conversation. And we're going to see the Ice Punch come through. We realize there's no Shadow Ball. Means it's a little bit more favorable. Man, SimplyMoxie just holding on to these shields for dear life. And gonna look to... Man, he's built up so much energy. And let's see. And they're gonna immediately... Oh, wow, okay. Did he miss out on a chance to Ice Punch there? I think so. And... Man, he has 2 shields up. Okay. Gonna go... Okay. Don't... Man. SimplyMoxie just flexing. Trying to win with 2 shields. And then there's actually a Scrafty in the back, which is actually not great. I guess it's single resisted as opposed to double resisted. But man, like, these Ice Punches are not going to do that much to... And then I think... Okay. Let's see how he's going to play this out. These are chunking away. Okay, he should really Power Up Punch or Foul Play at some point in time. He does end up Power Punch. He should be able to immediately Foul Play. Oh no! No! Okay. Oh, that was almost costly. And yeah, okay. Oh, get chunking away. Oh my gosh. This Azumarill able just to barely bubble down, and twice bubble down, and then we're going to move on to round number 5 against Cool Trainer Bob with Azumarill, Bastiodon, Altaria, Scrafty, Ferrothorn, and Hypno. Ferrothorn was a pretty interesting pick. Obviously, Ferrothorn kind of tricky to bring against this team. You also don't know what moveset the Ferrothorn has. It does have the new Bullet Seed, so this should be pretty interesting. Cool Trainer Bob, I've battled him a bunch of times on Go Battle League, and I believe I met him some point in time. I can't remember. But yeah, Ferrothorn's pretty interesting against this team. It could have Thunder, could have Flash Cannon, could have Acid Spray, could have Power Whip. It does resist the Ice Beam from Azumarill. I think it's pretty interesting. Obviously, Steel typing makes it weak to counter, so we're gonna see how this matchup is going to play out. Okay, so we're gonna see Hypno into Altaria. This is a pretty interesting matchup. I did this matchup a couple times. So Hypno wins the one shield matchup because it's able to get to the second Ice Punch before Altaria is able to get to it. Oh my gosh, is that a sync? Slightly? Oh man, I suck at this. Okay, I'll figure out a better way of aligning these clips. Okay, so here comes the Ice Punch. So double shield, and then basically, let's see if he decides to shield or not. Decides not to shield, and then this, oh man, just not able to get there. The confusion cycle was very close, but he has a shield advantage. I'm gonna go into Azumarill, and then again gonna be able to tank the Sky Attack. Azumarill is an absolute beast, and then gonna over farm a little bit for sure. Has to be very careful of the switch out. And then really nice job. And then gonna undercharge it. And it doesn't really matter. This is gonna KO anyways. Like you could do 0 bubbles and it'll still KO. And then we're gonna see what's gonna come out. Probably the opposing Azumarill. Because I believe he actually has Play Rough on his Azumarill. He does have Play Rough on it and immediately switches out. And gonna be met by Hypno with a Shadow Ball and Focus Blast. This is not a great situation. I guess he was expecting Ferrothorn to come in, which is why he switched out so quickly. The opposing Azumarill was also not good. Yeah, and here comes the Shadow Ball. Let's see if SimplyMoxie decides to shield or not. He decides to no shield. This is not gonna KO. But gonna put it super low and gonna basically put him down in confusion range, and then it's gonna leave this Hypno with quite a bit of energy, and I don't see how SimplyMoxie is gonna be able to pull this one out. This Hypno is gonna be able to force the last shield. Also, I don't know why he's Thunderbolting. Oh, he could just Rock Slided there. Yeah, he could have Rock Slided. Why didn't he just Rock Slide? Oh. Couldn't he got to 2 Rock Slides? Yeah. Oh, I think that was a mistake. I don't think he wins this match regardless, because the opposing Azumarill has the better moveset. Or not the better moveset, the superior moveset in this particular matchup, I should say. Yeah, and this matchup is over. He's just letting it play out. Oh, no, he's going to go Ice Beam. Yeah, for sure, but it looked like he could have got to 2. And he's just going to let this go. So he's going to go into... going to lose game number 1. Oh, man, did I forget to update the name too? Oh, man, I'm terrible at this. Okay, so say Cool Trainer Bob. Okay, I'm getting used to this. This is like at 1:30 in the morning when I... Man, I can't believe I messed up. Anyways, doesn't matter. Okay, this is a good matchup for the Ferrothorn. because it does resist the confusions, and these power whips are going to do a lot of damage to this Hypno. A lot of damage is relative, and then it doesn't choose to go to Ice Punch because Ice Punch is actually neutral, and Shadow Ball is actually more energy efficient than, but it does get shielded. So if you had Fire Punch, this would be actually really amazing. Gonna try to switch, and try to get as much counter damage as possible. They're both lagging. They're both generating energy, so it wasn't that big a deal. And actually switching into a Azumarill, very interesting. Man, did I not update the order of this as well? Oh man, okay. You know what? I believe he like changed the order of his team like last second. Anyways, he can let me know down in the. Okay, gonna go for the Play Rough. Yeah, and gonna look to land the Thunderbolt. Let's see if this is Azumarill decides to shield or not. Thinking it's a bait. Does think it's a bait. It does KO. No, it doesn't KO. Oh, it does get countered down though. And we're going to see the Ferrothorn come back in. He is going to shield this time. And yeah, realizes that this is not a good situation. Needs to take out this Ferrothorn with Defense Deoxys. And does connect. Here comes Altaria, and then this matchup's over. Even with up a shield and a little bit of energy advantage, it's not going to be enough. I think you can win this matchup up 2 shields, but you can't win this matchup. Man, how did I not update the names? And the Pokemon are out of order too. Jesus. Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered anyways. And yeah, this matchup's is over. And this is not going to quite KO, but the bubbles after this will KO, and we're going to go into a decisive game 3 in the 5th and final round. Oh. Okay, there's some awkward pause. There you go. Okay. It's also like how the my editor renders these videos. I gotta put like a transition in. So it looks like, so this is the funny thing. It totally looks like the Altaria is lagging, but it actually isn't, because it ends up getting to the charge move just before Hypno is able to get to it. And here comes the Ice Punch. Yeah, see, it totally looks like it's lagging, but if you look on the other screen, it's actually not lagging. It's actually really interesting contrast between the two. So on SimplyMoxie's side, it looks like the Altaria is lagging. On Cool Trainer Bob's side, it actually doesn't look like it's lagging at all. So they are going to go to the 2 shield. SimplyMoxie realizing last time that he couldn't tank this the Sky Attack, and gonna look to land the Ice Punch and take switch advantage, and able to KO. We're gonna see what's gonna come in. Probably, I don't know what's gonna come in. It ends up being the Azumarill, and then he's gonna switch out to Defense Deoxys. Immediate, doesn't want to get farmed down, which is a pretty important decision there. Even though like there's probably no hard counters on Cool Trainer Bob's side on Defense Deoxys, so probably a free switch in. So that's really smart of SimplyMoxie. And this Hydro Pump's gonna connect. and they're gonna race to the charge move. He's gonna be able to get to the rock slide beforehand, and then gonna wait, and then gonna connect with this rock slide. This rock slide is gonna be resisted, but so is Thunderbolt. Very interesting decision coming in with Ferrothorn, and really wants to connect. This is Zoom. Okay, watch this play. This play is absolutely amazing. Okay, watch this. This is not quite yet, but you definitely want to be watching. If you're just listening right now, listening to the stream, you definitely want to be watching. Watch this like absolute godlike calculations. Okay. And okay, so he tries to switch to sack, but they CMP tie, which is fine. They actually go for the Flash Cannon. Very interesting decision on the moveset. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Jesus. Man, how do you... Man, you totally have to remember how much energy this Azumarill has in order to do that calculations, because literally Cool Trainer Bob did everything right. Overcharged, made him guess on how much energy he had, and that allowed him to win that match. And SimplyMoxie takes round number 5, takes the Eastern Ontario Regionals. Congratulations. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video, end of the stream. Yeah, let me know what you think of this type of format and video coverage and all that stuff. But I think it was really fun. Obviously, if you missed part of the stream, all of the stream, it's going to be on YouTube. Definitely check it out. Yeah, that was a crazy play. Yeah, very interesting play. I have a few more regionals that I want to cover. But yeah, so if you end up winning your regionals, ask your opponents, please have them record, because I want to do this type of format, because I think it like provides like really like, this is crazy. Like if you oh no, I don't want to do picture in picture. The Azu comes in, like, man, this literally could not be a more perfectly timed switch, and then sacked it. Because this Hypno, if that play rough connects with knocked out, it almost for sure KOs it. And this Hypno, no way can take out a Azumarill at that health and take out the Ferrothorn, which resists the confusion damage. Like, it's a really nice play on SimplyMoxie's side, and yeah, complete, like, crazy to win the championship. Like, there's like not a sweeter way to win the championship. But knowing SimplyMoxie, he just like, I'm just playing this game. He's probably not. If that was me, I'd be so hyped up, going insane. Jack's like, GG, and they'd just be calm and collected with it. But it was definitely some really good games, really diverse set of Pokemon, and he used a lot of these Pokemon to apply a lot of bench pressure against his opponents, because obviously Steel types would do pretty well against Hypno and Noctowl, and was able to play around it and do extremely well, and basically almost a flawless performance on SimplyMoxie's side. But anyways, short stream, but let's go ahead and raid somebody. Let's go raid Arrow. Who should I raid? Let me know in the chat who I should be raiding. Oh, okay. I'm also... Who should I raid? Oh, are you streaming? Who am I raiding? Just drop. There's a lot of people streaming Pogo now. Okay, someone gonna give me J Farm. I could raid J Farm. I raid J Farm quite a bit, but I guess I haven't raided him in a while. I raided Arrow recently. Maddie. I could do Maddie. Let's raid Maddie. Uber Judgment. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do Uber Judgment. Is that his Twitch? I don't see him on Twitch. He's on my recommended. Is that his thing?
No,
oh, yeah.
not the battle lag.
It is. Okay, yeah. Okay. I'll rate Uber Judgment. Okay, so definitely check him out. Looks like he's doing Go Battle Lag per what he's saying. But yeah, check him out. Really top trainer from Montreal. I think they have their regionals soonish. So definitely check him out. Really strong trainer. Really intense Pokemon Go player. So definitely check him out. And I'll be on that stream in and out as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in. If you're not already following, don't forget to follow. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see everyone in the next video or stream.